In this video, I want to show you a GTX3076R compressor wheel upgrade for a DSM TDO5 TDO6 turbo. Now this option is available on many different models, including the Evo 10 and of course the DSM, all the Han Racecraft turbos, or the Han Racecraft TDO5H TDO6 turbos. This compressor wheel upgrade option is also available for the Subaru, and it's also the same for the Starion and other models that have the TDO5 or TDO6 bearing housing. It doesn't work for TDO4 or TDO3 or TDO2, so just keep that in mind. You do have to have a machinable turbine housing though for the TDO6H turbine wheel. This is an FP8CM, so this is already machined. So I just slapped this together with this turbine housing. We use the TDO6H 9 blade, which is 58.8 by 67.2 millimeter, and it's clipped. We do have a non-clipped version, and we also have the 11 blade. I usually just go with the 9 blades now because they're about 100 or 120 grams lighter than the 11 blade. So they seem to help more with spool up than hurting it, in our experience anyway. This turbo is supposed to be good for around 550 horsepower, maybe 600 at the peak. And as far as other turbos that are similar, here's a 25G. This 25G is good for the 600 plus horsepower mark. The 25G compressor wheel measures 60.5 millimeter by 78 and it tapers to 83. The GTX3076 compressor wheel measures 58 millimeter by 76 and that tapers to I think 80. The reason why I don't build a lot of these for the DSM is because it's really hard to find a decent condition turbine housing that's not all cracked up. In addition to that, you can't use the Evo 3 style turbine housing to machine that to TDO6H, so I usually just never made these. But you can get a turbine housing from Force Performance if they still offer them in this market. And also you can still machine out a 7cm turbine housing or 6cm from a small 16G or a big 16G or even a 14B. But the problem is a lot of them are cracked and people don't really want them anymore. If I have enough interest in the compressor housing and wheel packages, I can start offering those. If there's enough interest in wheel and housing packages for these two turbos, I will put that link in the description box. One thing to keep in mind is that you may have to go rotated with this 3-inch compressor housing for the Subaru, depending on what year you have. Usually it was around the 2011 model that you would have to go rotated, because I was told that the compressor housing either hits the firewall or the transmission or something like that. Usually you can downscale the turbo to a 20G, or you could just go rotated to fix that problem and still have the higher flowing turbo. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you thought this was helpful, please give us a thumbs up.